Bonjour, guten morgen, good morning. Welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne. Today I'm going to do 2 packs, so we've got 8 stages of the IXO Collection's release of Build the Renault Alpine. And as you can see, this is where we got to last time, and we had actually started doing the floor pan, which I've got here. I believe we've got some seats to put in. This is the first time again, and I love firsts on this channel, that I've seen a 1.8 vehicle have a figurine that we're putting inside the car, which looks really good, and I'm going to show you what that looks like at the moment. Now, if you want to get this for yourself, I have put the link down here to the IXO Collection's website. You can get this all the way from pack 1. If this is the first time you've seen me building this, then I do have a playlist up here as well, so you can watch this from pack 1 and see exactly how we got to the stage where we've got here. But we're going to be doing stages. Let's have a look. This is box 14 and 15, stages 53 to 60. No idea how long this is going to take. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So this is the magazine here. All the magazines are in French. The online instructions are in English, though, if you wanted to see those. This is what the magazine looks like. Each magazine has all the instructions for the 4 stages that we're doing. And as you can see, we do have some parts here that we're putting together. It looks like we've got a drive shaft we're putting together there as well. So by the end of it, it should look just like this. I don't know if there's any more. Yep, that's that stage. If I just turn over the pack, it does actually show you everything that we're doing in this stage. So this is stage 53 here. Look at that, nice big pack, this one. And we've got a fire extinguisher in here as well. Okay, to start off with, we're going to be taking this panel frame here. It has got lugs on the bottom. That's going to go into the holes that we've got just inside this massive section here. So I'm just going to line that up and push that into place. Those lugs should hold it in, so I can turn it upside down. Doing the same on these 2 pieces here, 1 and 2. Again, lining up the holes here with the large lugs with holes in on this side. So this is going to go in like this. This one, however, is going to be screwed together with BP screws, and we need 3 of these. So I'll get these all in to place. So this is actually the fuel tank here. What we're going to be doing is putting the filler neck now into place. That's just going to go into this D-shaped hole that I've got here. I don't think it's going to need glue. That fits in perfectly like that. Bring over the floor pan that we worked on in the last stage, and as you can see, we do have these 2 holes at the bottom here with the filler on this side. This is just going to be going on top like that there. Once again, that's held in with BP screws. And there you go. That's that fuel tank in place. We've got the fire extinguisher now. That's just going to go into the 2 holes on this side here. So again, this is just a push in all the way down, and again, that's not falling out. That's in there. Put that to one side because we're now going to be making a universal joint. This time the universal joint has got a square block rather than a cross, but this is going to go in between these 2 points just here. Now it's going to be held in from each side with a QM screw. This is a tiny piece in the middle there. Look, check that out. It's also worth noticing that these pieces are metal. So I have put some oil in these. That's one. Very tiny screws, these ones. Now you do have to love me on this channel because I referred to this as a drive shaft, which is actually a steering column. And funny enough, at the beginning of the week, I referred to a steering column as a drive shaft. So yeah, I'm not having much luck here, am I? This is actually just going to go into the steering here. And again, it's going to be connected with these tiny QM screws. So the best way to do this is to turn the wheels so it's facing up. I know you probably can't see this. And get 1 QM screw in that way. And then turn the wheels the other way, which will turn this whole thing upside down, enabling me to put one in from this side as well. Just like that. And now you can see that that is turning absolutely fine there. Perfect. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So in stage 54 here, again, some more details that we're putting in, looking just like this. We are adding the section that we just made last time. So by the end of it, it's looking just like that. Here's the parts for stage 54 here. It's going to show the age of the vehicle now, because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be putting the ashtray in. Now this is the base of the ashtray here, looking like this. That's going to go into that position just there. It's held in from the other side with AP screws. Now there is a way this goes in. The larger gap goes away from the filler cap here. So it puts in that way, so the larger gap's nearest to me. So put these AP screws in. Can't believe we're putting an ashtray in a vehicle. When myself and Phil Siegel Sprueverse went to Universal Studios, they had in the backlot, they had a crashed plane. And it was quite weird seeing all the seats on the plane having ashtrays. Okay. I'm then going to be taking this flap here for the ashtray. And that's just going to go into this section like that there. And then I'm going to cover that. Whoops. Do that again. With the ashtray frame, which is just going into these 2 points here and here. And this is going to hold this in place. When that's in, it should look like that. I'm then going to close this off with this central tunnel section here, which is just going over the top. Perfect. That's held in with EP screws from underneath. 2 screws this is held in with. So one there. And one right at the very front just here. There you go. That's that in place. Now the panel that we made last time is now going to be going over the top of all of this section here. Just like that. And that's going to be held in with BP screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the others are here. 5 and 6. So I think I'll do the 5 and 6 ones first, and then I'll get all the other ones in place. And there you go, that's in. That does add a little bit more weight to this whole floor pan now. Now in the center console at the back, I've got this detail here. That's just going to go into the hole like that. And it does hold itself in there. They're not asking us to screw that. A couple more really tiny details looking like this. The lugs on this are slightly different, but they're going to go in the hole either side there. And then on top of it, I've got another little console cover, which goes in here like that. Hopefully you can see that. The last thing, next to the fire extinguisher, we're going to be putting this into the 2 holes that we've got here. Quite a stiff fit in there, but again, all of these details do hold themselves in. That's all there is to do in that stage. In stage 55, we've got the gear stick. So we're going to be putting the gear stick together, then putting this into the car like that. We've gone from really large parts to tiny, tiny details again now. So this is what the gear stick's looking like. Nice metal bar there. That's going to be going down the rubbery. This has got a rubbery texture here. Gear gaiter, I guess this is. Cover. Like that. I will rotate this to how it's supposed to go, but I do want to put this on the base first. This is the base here. So I'm just going to line this up. I want it with the raised section facing upwards. And this goes in that way there. Now, this should come out the bottom. As you can see, we can see that. We've got a little ball joint to put over the top of this to stop that gear stick now falling out. But it is able to move around in there, as you can see. Very clever. Now to hold that ball joint in, we're now going to be securing it to the bottom frame, looking like this. There is a couple of, there is a couple of lugs on here, which is going to help you locate what way round this goes. It goes this way round. So we're going to push these together. 1, 2. And there we go. That, is sealed where it needs to be. None of this is actually sealed together yet though, so it is still able to move around just for a second, because we do need to push this into the car, and as you can see it's going to go through this circle just there. So I do want to put it this way round when I put it in. So that's in place there. I'm going to be holding this all together now with BP screws. There's the second one going in. That's clever. All we've got to do then is we've got a bracket just to put over this centerpiece here. Just like that. And that's going to be held in with AP screws. Make it nice and tight. 1 and 2. Excellent. And there you go. That's the gear stick in place. And that is all there is to do in that stage. So in the last stage of this pack, we're going to be creating some seat belts here. These look like this. I hate doing seat belts because I always get them in a mess. But they look just like this when they're finished. Okay, to start the belts, we've got a long piece and we've got 2 shorter pieces looking like this. It's the shorter pieces that I want first. I want the catch that looks like this. And I'm going to be threading this through here and making sure it comes all the way down to the other side like that. Now in the middle of this, I'm going to be putting a sleeve, making sure there's no tangles in here. Now the sleeves are on a sprue, looking like this. And I'm going to thread one of these on now. Tweezers very much are your friend on this section. So get the tweezers, rotate it round and put it back through the other side of this sleeve. And then slide this up. Now what we want is we want a gap of 65mm. So each square here is 10mm, so that's 65mm there. Now on the end, we're going to be putting this catch here. So I'm going to get these ends through, just like that. Now, I have got some sticky pads here. We need to take 2 of these, and they're going to go on each side of the belt here. One on this side, and one on the other side of the belt, like that. And then quite simply, these are going to fold over. I'll take the backings off of this to hold that catch into place. Again, make sure there's no tangle in here. Fold that over. And that one's in place. And then the other belt just goes on top of that one to make a full clasp at the top, just like that. So that is one completed belt. But that's one side. We're going to take another one of the shorter belts here, and on that one we've got this clasp going over the top. So again, put that through and make sure it goes all the way down, so we've got half and half. There you go. We want a clasp again going into place. I'll put this one in through that side, get me tweezers and thread it through the other side as well, like that. Whoops. And again, I want 65 mils between the clasp and the sleeve. So that's going to go to around about there. Back a bit. Perfect. There. And then once again, got another one of these sleeves. Cut that off. And in exactly the same way we did last time, I'm going to put this on with the double-sided tape. And there we go. That's another belt completed. Now we're going to take the really long belt. This time we've got a hook clasp like that. Let's get this threaded in. Once again, we want to make sure it's got the whole length of this folded in half here. First thing I'll do is I'm going to take another sleeve. That's going to go at the top, so I'll cut these off. Actually, I need a few of these, so let's cut 3 of these off. 1, 2, and 3. Let's get this one threaded on first. Now this time, it threads on slightly different. I'm just lining up these ends here. Because where I had this going underneath the middle section, now this one's going on top. So I'll get this threaded on, just to explain how that looks. I'll slide this sleeve up. So basically the sleeve is this way round this time, when the hook is pointing towards me, just there. Now we need a 30 centimetre, look at me, 30 millimetre gap between that hook and the sleeve. So up a touch more. Perfect. That's into place. Now this is actually going to branch off. So on this one here, I'm going to be putting another sleeve. But this time it goes underneath. So get that one in. And we want a 55mm difference between these. So I'm just going to slide this up to there. And do the same on the other side. Now they do want me to put 2 bits of stickiness just on the bottom here. I've already done that here. Put that just to one side for a second. We want to take the 2 belts that we've created now. And this side is going to plug into this side, just here. We do want to make sure that they're the same way round. So if I put this on, we want to make sure that the sleeves are the same on both ways. So they're lined out like that. And with this laid out like that, I'm going to be taking this one here with those pads on. Putting this in between them like that. And folding these belts around. So that's one. And that one's 2. So that is how the finished belt should look. That is all there is to do in that stage, thank God, because that was a crazy time. That was a bit challenging. It took the time with that one. So that's the end of stage 14. We're going to move swiftly on now to pack 15. So box 15 looks like this. We've got the seat to put in, I believe. And there's the seat. We're going to create the seat. And the belt that we just created, we're going to put in as well. So by the end, it's going to look like that. So, quite a big pack, stage 57. Let's open this one up. This is what the seat looks like. It's a rubber material, looking like that. We're going to be actually putting this base section into the seat first. So we're going to be lining up all of these rubber tabs over the lugs there. So that one's in like this. Get this one in on this side, 2, and the other side. Because it is a rubber material, it is easy to, I say it's easy to work with. It's going to take a lot of squeezing and pushing and manipulating to get this all into place where we want it. But there you go, that's all in place. We've got the back section then to put on, which looks like this. That's just going to go over the top to hide all those. And then we're going to be securing it down with AP screws. So we actually need 6 AP screws. Let's get all these in. Now look at the angle that I'm screwing these top ones in. You sort of follow the angle of the hole. And that will ensure that you're biting these correctly. So that's 2 there. And then we've got 3 just on this base section here. There we go. Quite a heavy chair actually as well. Okay, on the bottom of this, we've got the frame for the chair, which is going to go over the top. Make sure we got it round the right way. Just seeing how this matches, because it is slightly off-centered here. So it's going to go around that way there with the L facing up. Now we've got 2 AP screws holding in this side and 2 at the front there. So 4 altogether. Let's get them in. And then I've got the rail, which is going to enable the seat to go forward and back, going in here like this. Now that's going to be held in with a flanged RP screw. Just like that. You want it in tight, but no wobble, so it's actually going to slide quite well in there. Put that to one side. We're going to bring over this inner floor pan again, because we're going to put the belts in. So the belt, I'm just going to lightly just put over the top there like that. I'm going to take the seat, and I'm going to be putting the seat in. Now we have got two holes, or two lugs just here, which are going to go into the two holes on this side here. Just lining that up by rocking it round until it actually slips into place. Now that is eventually going to be held in with AP screws from underneath, but I'm not going to put them in yet because I've had to rotate the belt to where that's going to go. Now as you can see, we do have a little bit there where this catch is going to go in for the belt. So this side's going to be held in with a KP screw. I'm just going to line it up, don't know if you can see this, to where this little thing's going. It's going in just there. Get a KP screw and get that screwed into place. So that's one side in. I can now just move that around the seat here, like this. And it wants me to just leave the rest of the belt as it is at the moment. So I'm just going to gently keep that in. But I now will use the AP screws to secure in the seat. So one there. And one just on the other side here. Now that's how that looks. I'm going to put that to one side because we are doing a little bit of wire tidy now. And it's basically the red and black cable I need, which is this one. Just get that untangled. And the white and blue cable. Now I want this to fit perfectly flush in this section. So I'm just going to untangle it from the front wires here. This is going to go in the inner channel of this car just here. Now what I'm going to do is, rather than use those tabs, I do have my own insulating tape. And I'm going to cut a full length in here so I can keep that nice and secure up to that section. Important that we do put these in because you don't want to be pinching them into these holes here when we actually put the floor pan in the vehicle. You do want to make sure that they lie flat in there like that. All the way down. Perfect. So there's no chance now of them getting caught up when I put that floor pan in. But that's all there is to do in that stage. Oh, wonderful. Guess what we're doing in stage 58? Oh dear. Okay, we've got another set of belts to do. Because we've done this once before, what I'm going to do this time is just speed this video up and we'll get these done now. So, let's do this. And there you go. That is another completed belt. Put that to one side. That's the end of that stage. So once again, going to make another seat now. Again, we should be able to whiz through this. Which means, once again, we're going to take this rubbery section here and offer this around this hard plastic and manipulate this into place. Perfect. Then put the top, oops, make sure it's around the right way, onto this seat. feed that bit over there. That's not in properly. It is now. There you go. And holding that in with AP screws. Once again, this time the right cage just going over the top there. Held in with AP screws. 2 at the front and 2 at the back. And then the central shaft going in here. And that's held in with the flanged RP screw. Now before I put that seat in, I'm just going to take the other seat out for a second, because let me show you something here. They asked us to attach one side of the steering wheel, but they didn't get us to attach this side, and I can't figure out why that is. There is a hole to actually put this in here, which is held in with a CP screw. So I'm going to put a CP screw in there and get that done, because they are now asking me to do that on the other side. So I don't want to put these seats in and realise I haven't done that. So I'm going to put them in now. Chances are it probably was me that missed that out, but you know, at least I've found my mistakes. I'll put the seat back in and put these AP screws back in. As you can see, that's that belt in, because when we put this one in now, it's going to be going in exactly the same way. We're going to be putting a CP screw to hold this side in over here. You see, if it wasn't for seeing that on this stage, I wouldn't have done that. So I'm glad that I have seen it. Again, I can now put this seat in where it's going to go. And there you go, perfect. Just line this belt up like we've had the last one there. Perfect. And then once again, I'm going to be attaching this side down just here with a KP screw. And then I'm just going to put the chair in with the AP screws. So they're in place, as you can see. The chairs can slide, as you can see there. Perfect. That is all there is to do in that stage. Okay, in stage 60 here, we've got lots and lots of little tiny details here. Let's get these out. There's springs in there as well. So we've got 2 parts that look very similar to here. We want the part where the post is coming from the center. This is actually a pedal, and I'm going to put the spring just over the top of that, like there. Move this to one side, because I need this floor pan again, because I'm about to put this pedal just through the middle hole here. So it's coming out there, and it's available to go into place. Probably see it from the back there. Now there's a bracket to put on here. And what I'm going to do is just thread this. Don't know if you can see this on any camera. Thread this just over the top of that pedal, and it's going to hold it into place. Like that. It's sort of like got a hook on it, so it holds it in. The next pedal looks like this. It can only go in one way because it's a D-shaped sort of hole that goes in there. And then I've got the gas pedal, which looks like this, which has a little lug which is going to go into the hole in the floor. And there's also a lug or a hole just in this center section there. So I'll just push this one in as well. And there we go. That's all 3 pedals in place. So the only one that's operating is the brake pedal here. Now things are going to get a little bit tricky now, because I need to bring over the car, because I have got a little switch on this wire here. Now that switch, let me just get this car how I want it. The seatbelts are going to go all over the place. Is actually going to go in between this bit that we created earlier for the gear stick. So I am actually just got to take this bracket out now to mount this switch into place. So I'm just going to do that now. So I'm guessing we push down on the gear stick and that will activate this switch. So what I'm going to do, you might hear the click. I'm going to operate the gear stick by pushing it down, and you can hear that's operating the switch. Excellent. Now I need the yellow and black cable, which looks like this. This is going to house the brake. So what I want to do is put it in this enclosure here first. Now you have got some locating lugs there, so when I put this over the top, that locates in there, and I'm holding it together with an XP screw. So let's get that one out. Quite fiddly, because when you do this, you don't want to touch the contacts of that brake. But I'll get this in. And as you can see, that's like that. The contacts aren't touching at the moment. I'm going to put this over the top of this section here. So it sits in like that. And that's going to be held in once again with a KP screw. Doing a bit of best practice here. I've unplugged this switch to get this in. It's probably best to actually put the sides in first with the AP screws. Really loose. And then push the bottom up to put that KP screw in. And there you go, that's in like that. That wasn't easy. That wasn't easy at all. But what I can do now is just plug this plug back in. And then all we're going to do is put the steering column just checking that brake disc actually does press in. I'm going to put the steering column now through the hole just at the top here while not tangling any wires. Bring these ones out the back. Make sure these are fed out the side here and put the floor pan into place. Just want to bring that wire down there. Don't want any trapped wires in here. But that looks pretty good. So that is the end of that pack. Now, we do have one other thing, which I did hint to at the start of this video. Although I thought this was a driver, it's not. It's actually part of the diorama. We got a little workman here. Check that out. And I'm guessing he's about to change a tyre, because he does come with this tyre wrench. I don't know if he can hold that. This is kind of like a rubbery material, so I'm guessing I can probably push that in there. I don't know. I don't want to force it. There we go. Look, he's holding it. Looking just like that. Quite a big little thing as well. So there's the car. This is how this is looking at the moment. Pretty good, huh? And then if I put that down there, this man here is about to change this back tyre there. That's pretty good, isn't it? 2 packs from IXO Collections. If you want to get this for yourself, I have put a link in the video description. You can get it all the way from pack 1, but I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.